Hi everyone, welcome to the Portland Meadows preview for Tuesday, February the 15th. Was just checking out the weather online and it's expected to be a 90% chance of rain Monday night and into Tuesday. So certainly when doing your handicapping for the Tuesday card, you definitely want to take into account the fact we're going to most likely be running over a sloppy main track. We've kind of been lucky here in the past few weeks to escape the rain and have a lot of fast tracks and some pretty decent weather. It was actually really sunny just a couple weeks ago here for the entire race week, but it seems that we're going to be back to the mud and the rain this next week. So definitely take that into factor with you when you're doing your handicapping for the Tuesday card, probably for the Monday card as well. They do say it's supposed to start raining tonight. It's Sunday right now as we record this, so definitely for Monday card possibly, but for sure on Tuesday and Wednesday it sounds like it's going to be a sloppy main track here at Portland Meadows. But what we do have is we have 9 races each day, and more importantly, Tuesday sees kind of the return to some fuller fields. We've had some struggling with some field size as of late, so certainly some good opportunities to catch some big prices with the big fields coming up on Tuesday. We're going to take a look at some of Tuesday's races here and do a little bit of not so much handicapping, just kind of a preview of the races coming up. Do want to talk a little bit about some of our special events also coming up the track in the coming weeks, including Trailblazer Fun Day on Monday, February the 21st, President's Day. So if you're off on the federal holiday, be sure to join us for Trailblazers Fun Day. We're going to be giving away 200 pairs of Blazer tickets. In fact, they're sitting right over here in my desk, so I can promise you they're here and they're legitimate, and it's a good, great giveaway. But I want to start looking at. We have 3 quarter horse races on Tuesday, which is somewhat of an exception to our normal rule. Generally, it's 2 quarter horse races on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then none on Wednesdays. But 3 of them on Tuesday, and there's a really nice allowance, race number 3, and it features a lot of really, really tough old hard knocking quarter horses from here at the track. Horses like PardonMyDust.com, Legal Runaway, 8 wins in his career, 7 wins for easily a smash hit. A lot of really accomplished quarter horse runners in this 3rd race. I think it's a wide open race. Morning line maker Jerry Coles has number 4 Cupid's Dash as the 3-1 morning line favorite. And a big part of that, this horse is coming out of some tougher races and does go for, really top connections, Scott Rayleigh and Joe Crispin. So I think that's a big part of the reason they're going to take a lot of money, but definitely the kind of race that I could see literally on the page here, the highest odds on the morning line at 8-1, and that's for trainer John Harris, who, as we know, is a really, really solid quarter horse trainer. So keep an eye on this 3rd race if you're really looking for a valued race to bet on Tuesday. The 3rd race, the quarter horse race, definitely offers some great value. Going to move on to the 5th race on Tuesday. A nice field of 10, superfecta wagering, always in the 5th race. I'll give you a little hint on the superfectas. They're generally going to be in races 5, 7, and 9. So just keep that in mind when you're if you're a superfecta player. When we do our superfectas, also pick 3 starts in race 5. And I thought this was kind of an interesting race because there's a Hollendorfer shipper. Our leading trainer, Jerry Hollendorfer, hitting right now at 54%. That's actually down from 60% a couple weeks ago. So certainly he continues to have an amazingly solid meet. And certainly his horse in here, Be a Monster, a lot of speed coming up here to Portland Meadows, gets Joe Crispin, going to take a ton of money, and certainly the one to beat, as there doesn't look to be a ton of other pace in this race. But I think some interesting horses that are coming out of a race on February the 2nd are number 5, HVR West Cascadian for the Chris Hartman barn, and number 8, Charles is No Prince for the Kathy Crispin barn. Both of them ran pretty good races against a horse named Futsaida Joe, who was a nice maiden winner here in that race. And Futsaida Joe actually races on Monday. I believe it's in our 8th or 7th race, so keep an eye out for him. And if he should fare well, it obviously makes that race look a little more live. So you might want to check out HVR West Cascadian, who finished 4th that day, was kind of green and running awkwardly as they came into the stretch, was really wide on the turn, had some excuses, a lot of real learning experience, I think, for that debut run. And number 8, Charles is No Prince, who ran 2nd that day, had to kind of wind his way through traffic, split runners. Again, that first-time starter for horses, it seems so important for them to learn something in those races, and I really think these 2 horses definitely did that. So keep an eye on them in the day's 5th race. That's numbers 5, 6, and 8 are the 3 horses I think you should maybe take a look at. But again, never touting horses. I promise I'll never do that. But our pick 4 starts in race number 6, the 14% takeout pick 4. It's the lowest pick 4 takeout for a thoroughbred racetrack in the country. And we're very proud of that. We think that our bettors deserve the absolute best, and so we try to give it to them with our pick 4. Starts out with a mile event, a claiming event. I think Gizmo Girl, the number 1, is going to take some solid money in here. Debbie Hoonan Trujillo and Jesse Velasquez, Rigoberto Velasquez, as he's listed in the program, his real name, have been just unbelievably hot since teaming up. They're hitting at about 40% the last 2 years since they started teaming up. They formed a great partnership here at Portland Meadows. When those 2 hook up, you definitely want to keep an eye out for their runners. Debbie seems to have a real knack for finding the rail. with his horses and really saving a lot of ground. I think that's very important in these two-turn route races. I think Gizmo Girl's definitely the kind of horse you're going to want to keep an eye on in race number 6 as we start off our 14% takeout pick 4 covering races 6, 7, 8, and 9. Race number 7, another nice field of 10 superfectas. Let's look forward to race number 8 on Tuesday. Kind of an interesting 5.5 furlong, $5,000 claiming race. And interesting horse here. Jonathan Nance brings one in off a layoff. Been off for 11 months. Raced twice here and won both times. The first time a maiden breaker by 13 1/4 lengths. Came back just a couple weeks later and broke the non-2 by a length and a half with David Lopez on board, who's now back on board today. The horse goes away for 11 months, comes back, has been working okay. Kind of slow works, but just was so impressive in those 2 Portland Meadows starts, but obviously something had to have gone amiss to be off for such a long time. So it'll be interesting to see how number 6 Roaring to Go comes back. Jonathan's had a little bit of a slow season this year, but he's always the kind of trainer that seems to heat up as the meet goes on. I really expect him to really start coming out and winning some big races here in the coming weeks at Portland Meadows. Our 9th and final race on the Tuesday card, 6 furlongs for $2,500 maiden claimers. This race features another Hollendorfer shipper, Zoe's Racer, who's actually been here now for a couple of starts. Finished second both times, has gone off at sub 2-1 odds. Will do so again in this race, and I think there's a very good chance to beat this horse in here. I think number 9 Gill is a viable option. Seems to always kind of be right there and not quite get over the top, but I do think Gill is a viable option to beat Zoe's Racer if you're looking to have some value in your pick 4. One of the things I've seen with the pick 4 here at Portland Meadows with the low takeout is it just takes 1 or 2 favorites beaten for a nice price to develop. In fact, last week we had one where it was 3 favorites, and the one horse that wasn't a favorite was a Joe Crispin ridden 7-1 long shot, and Joe obviously takes a lot of money at the windows, and it still paid almost $200, and that was with 3 big favorites winning ahead of the somewhat priced horse Crispin was riding. So tons of value behind the pick 4 if you can just beat a couple of favorites. I think it's very doable on the Tuesday card. I do think there are some vulnerable favorites on Tuesday. And again, make sure when you're handicapping to keep an eye out for the wet track. The forecast 90% chance of rain. I mean, it's February in Portland. We're used to a lot of rain going on here. But also do want to remind you again, Trailblazer Fun Day at the track, President's Day, coming up on the 21st, a week from this Monday, Valentine's Day. And it's going to be a fun afternoon. We got Blazer Legends coming out, Blazer Dancers, going to be giving away 200 sets of Blazer tickets. Can't stress that enough, 200 pairs of Blazer tickets. If you come out, you got a pretty good shot at seeing a Blazer game. If you like watching the Blazers live, there's no better way to watch the Rose Garden. A great atmosphere. It's a lot of fun. So we hope to see everybody out on a Tuesday, and we'll hope to see you back here on our Portland Meadows video page. Thank you, everyone, for listening.